The narrative is being rewritten by Caitlin Clark. Of basketball, she is astounding. Performances and bold approach have attracted the interest of fans and analysts, as well as NBA legends who hardly ever speak. In the WNBA, no player has ever ignited such a blend of debate and admiration among the most well-known figures in the game, from her statistics, which broke records, revolutionary effect on the court. A new era is being inspired by Caitlin in basketball for women, but her ascent hasn't been without opposition. Detractors have doubted her and attempted to undermine her. Yet, two of the finest basketball legends, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, have now weighed in. What they had to say about Caitlin Clark is nothing short of game-changing. After all the hoopla surrounding Caitlin Clark, Michael Jordan has stepped in to express his thoughts, and his perspective alters everything. The WNBA owes Caitlin a huge deal for what she's done for the game. MJ, remarked Jordan, didn't stop there. He called for a total revision in officiating, emphasizing the refs have been openly unjust to Caitlin, and it's time the league rises up and makes it right. His words have a strong resonance. Thus, the WNBA must not just recognize the influence of Caitlin, but also make certain that she is respected. She deserves both from her peers and, according to the court officials, it's not every day that the greatest of all time jumps in to defend a player and Jordan's. It is evident from the remarks that Caitlin is one of Game Changer's contributions. Allen, you can't be ignored any longer. Iverson is among the most captivating. The NBA was greatly reshaped by the talents of his time, as though Caitlin Clark is changing the. Both players became household names in the WNBA today, names throughout their time in college, and joined the professional leagues under tremendous strain and sky-high expectations. Even though they're not the most athletes that are physically superior, they attracted admiration for his extraordinary talent. With resolve, Iverson captivated admirers with his renowned, lethal crossover. Defenders are surprised and reshaped the NBA's strategy for face-up ball, managing a street-based aesthetic. Caitlin Clark has similar skills in basketball, been an inspiration to many young girls that aspire to be as bold as her. Style of play and high basketball IQ. Even Iverson acknowledges Clark's extraordinary ability. In a recent interview, he expressed his opinions about what makes her separated and the reasons she's a real game changer for the sport, that showcases her distinct abilities and an unwavering attitude.
Man, shoot the blood out of the ball. You know what I mean? I never seen anything like it. You know what I mean? And then just how aggressive she is, and not just scoring in basketball, getting her teammates involved as well. I think she's so great for the game. You know what I mean? It was a pleasure watching her, and I just think down the road, she's going to only get better.
Allen Iverson is aware of the requirements to be the offensive motor of the club, and he observes same attributes in Caitlin Clark. Throughout his prime, Iverson carried his team's scoring load is similar to Clark is doing now, and he gave her admiration. Unrelenting violence on the court, characteristic that is crucial for players assigned to serve as their team's go-to. Iverson, however, also emphasized what distinguishes the greatest of all-time elite. Despite being the youngest player, playmaking on her team, Clark possesses a natural talent to use her to uplift those around her. Vision, as well as selfless athletes such as Clark and Iverson, is referred to as a floor raiser. Improve the lives of those around them by Iverson's skill and basketball IQ, renowned for leading a less than stellar, assisting the NBA Finals cast, depending on his capacity to score whenever he wants. Iverson thinks that with time and development, Caitlin Clark will keep raising the bar. Her game and her team, he's confident her brightest days are ahead, and it's merely a matter of time before she learns how to take her squad to even greater heights. Now the difficulty lies with the Indiana fever may they surround their young superstar with the perfect pieces to assist her in achieving the kind of success that Iverson once. Was Charles Barkley a legendary player in the NBA? Of the most well-known voices in, Caitlin has gained attention from sports media. Clark's ascent following more than 20 years of expertise in both analysis and illustrious NBA All-Star career. Barkley offers a distinct viewpoint on his observations. He is familiar with the spotlight after navigating his own controversies when he was playing. Although he has benefited from his time in the media, hone his strategy, and establish a connection with, Barkley has communicated with fans in a different way. Appreciation for Caitlin Clark's handling, both off the court and on it. It's not only about having exceptional skills on the court. Clark oversees the fans, the media, and the expectations similar to a seasoned professional who's a unique trait, particularly for someone so. Barkley must strike a balance as a young person, understands well, and witnessing Clark's success at clearly being so young leaves in thoughts about the Hall of Famer.
And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. And now, when I watch her, two things I like. She's playing much faster.
Yeah.
Much faster. She was playing too slow the first half of the season.
I think she was tired. I think she was banged up from the college season.
They didn't even give her the understanding, like, you girls been ready for the WNBA season. Y'all been working out on the no straight. She came straight out of college.
Caitlin Clark is successful in all features of the game, both internal and external, because of her extraordinary disposition toward. She was under a lot of pressure at work from fans, franchises, and went above and above. She took the hits from her expectations, rivals, and demonstrated her resilience. More remarkable than them, she has remained better during the season. She has rapidly discovered how to surpass her WNBA peers, which is no simple process considering the important distinctions between collegiate basketball as well as the professional WNBA structure. The WNBA's physical demands are taxing on a player's physique in ways that supporters frequently unable to see or even comprehend. This is particularly true for Caitlin Clark since the additional physicality that contradicts teams showed her the sole path to endure this. One must be diligent. Physical readiness that enables her to endure the blows for the duration of the WNBA. This part of her game this season has been a welcome surprise for admirers because she was, at first, regarded as a tremendous talent, lacking remarkable physical characteristics. In sports, dominance can take many different forms. Shaquille O'Neal is frequently considered the most dominant basketball player of all time. Time has demonstrated that there isn't argument regarding his legacy is required. Remarkably, Shaq has also stated love for Steph Curry, phoning him his favorite NBA player right now. Even though they have stark contrasts in playing style and physicality, the two reciprocally regard one another's. Shaq's greatness extends to respect for Caitlin Clark's remarks on the podcast of Angel Reese unapologetically. Angel Shaq publicly complimented Caitlin's exceptional talent despite the fact that she is. He highlights the fiercest competitor of Angel, the supremacy of Caitlin on the court, even though she drew a smaller frame. Similarities to Steph Curry's distinct influence. Shaq claims that Steph and Caitlin have transformed their respective leagues, introducing a new and unmatched thrill to the game. This is, in his opinion, essential to operating a league. Accomplishments.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like, if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He looked like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis.
Shaw's. The conversation uncovered a number of strong insights, the most important of which was his acknowledgement of Caitlin Clark's aptitude. No other WNBA player has accomplished feats, had even succeeded in Angel Ree. Caitlin's fierce rival has given in at this stage, but Angel's comments appear ignoring Caitlin's abilities in order to minimize her skills, include being able to shoot threes from the logo, yet this is a significant accomplishment. It's an amazing talent that captivates admirers and displays a vast quantity of commitment and practice to become proficient in such a shot requires extraordinary accuracy and effort, and it is worthy of celebration. As a genuine talent, it's obvious, recognizes that Caitlin's exceptional. The ability to shoot is a key component in bringing in new followers to the WNBA. His remarks can also be perceived as a subliminal challenge to publicly. Angel Reese has insisted that Caitlin isn't the only one responsible for, however, the league's increasing popularity. Angel couldn't compete with Caitlin's. The ability to shoot at long range may have stoked some underlying feelings of envy and admiration. Emphasizes his conviction that Caitlin Clark plays a crucial role in increasing the WNBA's visibility and appeal. Angel Reese's rivalry with Caitlin Clark has emerged as the foundation of the NBA's growing. This dynamic's popularity recalls the NBA's early years in the 1970s. The NBA has trouble drawing in enough viewers in order to defend live broadcast games, a stark in contrast to its existing position as a media behemoth, which altered the entrance of Magic Johnson is a two-generational talent, and Larry Bird's renowned confrontation broke in the NCAA tournament finals, records for viewership and rekindled interest in basketball across the country. Likewise, the NCAA women's tournament set records for viewership recently, causing a media craze over women's. At the center of this is basketball. The fierce competition is a phenomena between Angel Ree and Caitlin Clark. Their concurrent participation in the WNBA has brought in a large number of new admirers, making analogies to the NBA's revolutionary development in the 1980s. Angel and Caitlin have been referred to as the WNBA's Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, an analogy that is so common that even Magic Johnson has voiced his opinion. Naturally, he concurs, and he considers Caitlin Clark to be a member of the potential to rise to the top of the history of the league.
Caitlin is the most popular WNBA player, but she's not the best at this time. Just like Larry and I were not the best when we entered the league. We became the best later on by our play. Caitlin still has to play great to become the best WNBA player.
Magic Johnson has been a strong advocate for. He has been the owner of the WNBA for some time. It appears that the Los Angeles Sparks. He has often thought that the WNBA will find a way to get popularity and a prosperous company one day, similar to the NBA these days. His forecast is appearing nice. He discussed the emergence of the WNBA's level of popularity with regard to Caitlin's rivalry and spectacle. He has drawn comparisons between Clark and Angel Ree, Larry Bird, and he decided that one can now. I hope the WNBA will experience the same thing. Favorable adjustments that the NBA. Financially seasoned, it's beginning to assemble, and we're already observing the advantages of the gameplay modification were additionally a significant element that Magic and Birds taken along with Caitlin Clark to the NBA, being on a really high level of skill in contrast to the majority of WNBA players. Her talent will probably affect how teams are designed and how other players train styles of their play. When Magic Johnson joined the NBA, he transformed offenses with his incredible talent and basketball IQ, swiftly establishing himself as the league's finest point guard, a legacy that still endures today. Caitlin Clark may have a similar impact on the WNBA. Magic Johnson's comments on Caitlin Clark are impressive, but hang tight. You're soon about to hear what Larry Bird's thoughts on the matter when others mention point guard. Only one name remains. Chris Paul, above all others, is regarded as the perfect embodiment of dissecting a typical point guard. Defenders with his ability to score goals and sophisticated playmaking abilities. This is just like Caitlin Clark is. Today, breaking down WNBA defenses, there was a time of torch passing when thinking back on Caitlin Clark's, comparing it to the Rookie of the Year campaign, to his own numerous years earlier. They've moreover created a sense of unity through their mutual support for State Farm. The Chris Paul was even asked by the organization to send a message wishing Caitlin luck on Rookie of the Year.
A few of the things that I learned coming from one Rookie of the Year to another, even though mine was 19 years ago, one of the biggest things after winning Rookie of the Year, because that's a big deal, first of all. That's a huge achievement and you should be proud. But going forward, I think the biggest thing I tried to focus on was getting stronger. I wanted to get stronger, I wanted to get faster, I wanted to be better on defense. But more than anything, I tell you, the biggest people that I leaned on was my family, my support system.
There is that worry, once more with Caitlin's exercise regimen, that every basketball player is aware of. It's good that Chris Paul provided suggestions regarding the emotional and mental toll a young basketball prodigy defeats an athlete, and you can tell that Caitlin Clark is someone Chris Paul genuinely admires and want her professional success. He continues to say more in the end. To commemorate her honor, Chris Paul enumerates some noteworthy accomplishments within Clark's campaign for Rookie of the Year. There is a lot there that she must be proud of. He even called out specific maneuvers that Caitlin does on the court. Chris Paul sounds like he's actually a great fan of Clark. It's impossible not to come after Caitlin's continual barrage of notable honors and highlights from just in her first year. She's following in the most well-liked basketball players who have entered the league in a significant way, according to many. The two largest were LeBron and Jordan, prospects who fundamentally altered the game, but there is a well-known name that been overlooking Julius Erving today, or probably the most well-liked was Dr. J, player to ever play basketball in a new league. As a result of his participation in the ABA, he served as the spokesperson for the league as quickly as he entered the. At that time, NBA was his celebrity status was unparalleled, and he has also shared his opinion. Caitlin Clark, at the time of the moment she got excluded from the Olympic women's basketball team, he reassures her and her fans that this situation isn't all bad. This is what he said. I think that she's probably going to be a member of the next 3 Olympic teams, and 3 would be plenty because there's risk involved with being an A component of this particular Olympic team. Thus, down your role a little bit. She's doing advertisements, she's acting in ways that are changing the course of the game, and she's been amazing and will make an even more significant difference if she is permitted to allow events to occur when they should. Dr. J is aware that a basketball career is lengthy and might involve numerous. His career took several different paths. Thus, he suggests that Caitlin take a break. However, she has already accomplished a great deal in just her freshman year, and she won't doubt have the chance to even. He also hinted at additional things in the future, that Caitlin has additional options. Clark's activities outside of the WNBA, including more difficult to do outside of merely Julius Erving, a basketball player, personified this. Additionally, he developed into an all-around celebrity and culture setter during his playing days. Celebrity culture often intertwines with greatness in sports. Vince Carter is a prime example from the contemporary period, written by the Toronto. Carter, a rapper in the 1990s, not only improved the franchise while also producing the city's new basketball culture. Similar to Caitlin Clark, Vince and Dr. J, a huge fan favorite was Carter, obtaining the moniker Human Highlight. His thrilling plays dominated the reel. He appears in highlight reels as the face of. Today, Vince basketball in his prime. Caitlin Clark appears to Carter in a similar light, calling her the marquee player of the WNBA this widespread. He also sheds insight on the criticism and hurdles Caitlin confronts, as excellence often comes with intense examination.
What you did this past season was crazy. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history, most assists by a rookie in WNBA history, 3-time Eastern Conference Player of the Week, 4-time WNBA Rookie of the Month. I could go on and on. So shout out to you, Caitlin. It's been amazing to watch you hoop day in and day out, and not just to see the behind the back going left threes from deep, but more so just to see the passion and the joy that you play with, and to see the way that you make your teammates better. So I just want to say congratulations.
The work of Vince Carter. A historic run as Toronto's top team, marquee player and basketball legend was filled with a great deal of adversity as well. This brought up serious challenges in his game. He also acknowledged all of the newbie hazing that is happening to Caitlin Clark. That is what happens to every rookie, especially the most popular ones.
I know a lot of people have been hating on Caitlin.
This is what happens to a rookie.
Yeah.
This is what happens to a rookie. This is what happens to the marquee player.
It's a professional league right now, which makes everything distinction from her playing days in college. The stakes are far higher in these. The stakes will only get higher as the league receives increased attention and Caitlin starts playing in games with more pressure. Everyone will be out to get her. During those situations, the competition that she is facing now is exponentially larger than everything she's seen ever before. In college, only a select few players have effectively transitioned from dominating in college to dominating at the professional level, and Caitlin Clark is probably one of them. Magic Johnson is another, and his perspective on this transition is well established. However, Magic didn't win Rookie of the Year when he entered the NBA. The reason he shared his debut season with his rival Larry Bird. Larry was the leader of the greatest turnarounds in franchises in Boston's basketball history. Similar to Caitlin, the Celtics in the 1980s, Clark Bird was a contender for MVP from at the beginning of his career. He proceeded to establish his legacy by earning several MVP honors and an NBA title. Bird is frequently likened to Caitlin, not only for their dominance as rookies and intense competitions, but especially for their both athletes' revolutionary play styles, reinterpreted their individual sports, laid out the floor as if no one else was there, their time, and employ their playmaking skills to destroy even the most conventional defenses. Didn't have a significant effect on the game. It was revolutionary right away. Plus, this is the supremacy they were showing in their college career as well. Larry Bird was notably born and raised in French Lick, Indiana. That's the state where Caitlin Clark now plays for with the Indiana Fever. Larry Bird started his early career playing for Indiana State University. He ended up coaching and assuming the role of general manager of the Larry Bird of the Indiana Pacers makes it obvious he takes great pride in his home state, still has a deep affection for basketball, and he's such a fan of Caitlin Clark's that he's even watched her Iowa College games as much as his beloved Indiana State.
You got to earn your stripes, and remember this. I say this all the time. You come. This is not I say this understanding NIL is what it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But when you go to the professional world and you're in competition against other professionals who are trying to feed their family,
mortgage
They'll
payments.
give you the business.
What?
Every time.
I gotta feed my family.
And they not about to let you look good. You're not about to look good.
Well, guess what? I need to make my name. I need to do my thing against you.
Caitlin Clark's stunning game is undeniable, able to any admirer of basketball Indiana and their tremendous devotion for the sport of basketball deserve these great basketball icons playing for them. Caitlin Clark will keep creating a legacy, much like Larry Bird did when he entered the field of professional league has a lot of similarities. Even Bird, between the two players, acknowledges excellence when he witnesses it. Caitlin Clark has captured the attention of basketball world with her talent, competitiveness, and dedication to the game. Even the greatest NBA legendess can't hide their admiration for Caitlin's powers, as she is already creating a lasting impact on the WNBA and beyond. While her trip is barely begun, started the praise from these basketball legends shows that Caitlin is poised to transform women's basketball's future. Similar to Larry Bird and Magic Johnson transformed the NBA into a phenomenon. That is Caitlin Clark ready to do anything today? Likewise, women's basketball is developing fresh options for the upcoming. Caitlin Clark is a member of the generation of players on course for me to consider her legacy as one of the greatest to ever play the game. She'll become just like the basketball legends who are enamored with her rapid rise. More heads will turn to proclaim her greatness as she continues to blaze a trail into basketball legend status.